Shakespeare Society production of Julius Caesar. If you have any cell phones or electronic devices, anything that makes noise, please take this opportunity to turn them off. And that's about it. I hope you enjoy the show.
As you would say, a cobbler.
But what trade art thou? Answer me directly.
A trade, sir, that I hope I may use with a safe conscience, which is to say, sir, a mender of bad souls.
What trade, thou knave, thou naughty knave, what trade?
May I beseech you, sir, be not out with me. Yet, if you be out, sir, I can mend you.
Mend me, thou saucy fellow.
Why, sir, call you? Truly, all that I live by is with y'all. I meddle in no tradesmen's matters or women's matters, but with all. I am indeed, sir, a surgeon to old shoes. When they are in great danger, I recover them. As proper men as ever trod upon neat leather have gone upon my handiwork.
But wherefore art not in thy shop today? Why dost thou lead these men about the streets?
Truly, sir, to wear out their shoes to get myself into some more work. But may I beseech you, today we make holiday to see Caesar! Caesar! Triumph!
Wherefore rejoice? What conquest brings he home? What tributaries follow him to Rome to grace and captive bonds his chariot wheels? You blocks! You stones! You worse than senseless things! Oh, you hard hearts, you cruel men of Rome! Knew you not Pompey? Many a time and oft have you climbed to walls and battlements, to towers and windows, yea, to chimney tops, your infants in your arms, and there have sat the livelong day in patient expectation to see great Pompey pass the streets of Rome. And when you saw his chariot boat appear, have you not made a universal shout that Tiber trembled underneath her banks to hear the replications of your sounds made in her concave shores? And do you now put on your best attire? And do you now call out a holiday? And do you now strew flowers in his way that comes in triumph over Pompey's blood? Begone! Run to your houses, fall upon your knees, pray to the gods to intermit the plague that needs must light on this ingratitude.
Go, good countrymen, and for this fault, symbol of the poor men of your sword. Jog to the Tiber banks and weep your tears into the channel, until the lowest stream do kiss the most exalted shores of all. See whether the basest metal be not moved, vanished tongue-tied in the guiltiness. Go you down that way towards the capital. This way will I. Disrobe the images if you do find them decked with ceremonies.
May we do so? You know it is the feast of Lupercal.
It is no matter. Let no images be hung with Caesar's trophies. I'll about and drive away the vulgar from the streets. So do you, too, will you perceive them thick. These growing feathers plucked from Caesar's wing will make him fly an ordinary pitch. Who else would soar above the view of men and keep us all in servile fearfulness?
Set on, leave no ceremony out.
Caesar.
Who calls?
Who? But every noise be still.
Who is it in the press that calls on me? Her tongue, shriller than all the music, cries Caesar. Speak, Caesar is turned to hear.
Beware the eyes of March.
What man is that?
The soothsayer bids you beware the eyes of March.
Set him before me, let me see his face.
Fellow come from the throng, look upon Caesar. Beware the eyes of March.
He is a dreamer. Let us leave him. Pass.
Will you go see the order of the course?
Not I pray you do. I am not gamesome. I do lack some part of that quick spirit that is man to me. But let me not hinder Cassius your desires. I'll leave you.
Brutus, I do observe you now of late. I have not from your eye that gentleness nor show of love as I was wont to have. You bear too stubborn and too strange a hand over your friend that loves you.
Cassius, be not deceived. If I have veiled my look, I turn the trouble of my countenance merely upon myself. Vexed I am of late with passions of some difference, conceptions only proper to myself, which give some soil perhaps to my behaviors. But let not therefore my good friends be grieved, among which number Cassius be you one, nor construe any further my neglect than that poor Brutus with himself at war forgets the shows of love to other men.
Then, Brutus, I have much mistook your passion, by means whereof this breast of mine hath weary thoughts of great value and worthy cogitations. Tell me, good Brutus, can you see your face?
No, Cassius, the eye sees not itself, but by reflection, by some other things.
'Tis just, and it is very much lamented that you have no such mirror as will turn your hidden worthiness unto your eye, so that you may see your shadow. I have heard where many of the best respect in Rome, except immortal Caesar, speaking on Brutus and groaning underneath this age's yoke, have wished that noble Brutus had his eyes.
To what dangers would you lead me, Cassius, that you would have me seek into myself that which is not in me?
Therefore, good Brutus, be prepared to hear. And since you know you cannot see yourself so well as by reflection, I, your glass, will modestly discover to yourself that of yourself which you know yet not of. And be not jealous of me, gentle Brutus. Were I a common laugher, or did use to stale with ordinary oaths my love to every new protester, if you knew that I do fawn on men and hug them hard and after scandal them, or if you know that I profess myself unfaithfully to all the rout, then hold me dangerous.
What means this shouting? I do fear the people choose Caesar for their king.
Aye, do you fear it? Then must I think you would not have it so.
I would not, Cassius, yet I love him well. But wherefore do you hold me here so long? What is it that you would impart to me? If it be out toward the general good, set honor in one eye and death in the other, and I will look on both indifferently. For let the gods so spirit me as I love the name of honor more than I fear death.
I know that virtue to be in you, Brutus, as well as I do know your outward favor. Well, honor is the subject of my story. I cannot tell what you and other men think of this life, but for my single self I had not leave to be as live to be. And such a thing as I myself. I was born free, as Caesar. So are you. We both have fed as well, and we both can endure the winter's cold as well as he. For once a raw and gusty day, the troubled Tiber chafing with her shores, Caesar said to me, "Darest thou, Cassius, leap in with me into this angry flood and swim to yonder point?" Upon the word, accoutred as I was, I plunged in and bade him follow. So indeed he did. The torrent roared, and we did buffet it with lusty sinews, throwing it aside and stemming it with the hearts of controversy. But ere we could arrive at the point proposed, Caesar cried out, "Help me, Cassius, or I sink." And I, as Aeneas, our great ancestor, did from the flames of Troy upon his shoulder the old Anchises bear, so did I from the waves of Tiber the tired Caesar. This man has now become a god, and Cassius is a wretched creature that must bend his body if Caesar but carelessly nod on him. He had a fever when he was in Spain, and when the fit was on him, I did mark how he did shake. 'Tis true, this god did shake. His coward lips did from their color fly, and that same eye whose been doth all the world did lose his luster. I did hear him groan, I in that tongue of his that bade the Romans mark him and write their speeches in their books. Alas, I cried, give me some drink, Titinius, as a sick girl. Ye gods, it doth amaze me that a man of such feeble temper should so get the start of the majestic world and bear the palm alone.
Another general shout. I do believe that these applauses are for some new honors that are heaped on Caesar.
Why, man, he doth bestride the narrow world like a colossus, and we petty men walk under his huge legs and peep about to find ourselves dishonorable graves. Men at some times are masters of their fates. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves, that we are underlings. Brutus and Caesar. What should be in that Caesar? Why should that name be sounded more than yours? Sound them together. Yours is his fair name. Write them. It sounds as well weigh them they are as heady. Conjure with them. Brutus will start a spirit as soon as Caesar. Now in the names of all the gods once, upon what meat doth this our Caesar feed that he is grown so great? Age, thou art shamed. Rome, thou hast lost the breed of noble bloods. When went there by an age since a great flood, but it was famed with more than one man? When could they say till now that talked of Rome, that her wide walls encompassed, but one man? Now it is Rome indeed, and room enough, when there is in it but only one man. Oh, you and I have heard our fathers say, there was a Brutus once, that would have brooked the eternal devil to keep his state in Rome as easily as a king.
That you do love me, I am nothing jealous. What you would work me to, I have some aim. How I have thought of this, and of these times I shall recount hereafter. For the present, I would not, so with love I might entreat you, be any further moved. What you have said, I will consider. What you have to say, I will with patience hear, and find a time both meet to hear and answer such high things. Till then, my noble friend, chew upon this. Brutus had rather be a villager than to repute himself a son of Rome under these hard conditions as this time is like to lay upon us.
I am glad that my weak words have struck but thus much show of fire for Brutus.
The games are done. Caesar is returned.
As they pass by, pluck Casca by the sleeve, and he will, after his sour fashion, tell us what hath proceeded where you know today.
I will do so. Look you, Cassius. The angry spot doth blow on Caesar's brow, as all the rest is like a chilling train. Calpurnia's cheek is pale, and Cicero looks with such ferret and such fiery eyes as we have seen him in the Capitol being crossed in conference by some senators.
Casca will tell us what the matter is.
Antonius,
Caesar,
let me have men about me that are fat, sleek-headed men, and such as sleep o' nights. Yon Cassius has a lean and hungry look. He thinks too much. Such men are dangerous.
fear him not, Caesar. He's not dangerous. He's a noble Roman and well given.
Would he were fatter. But I fear him not. Yet, if my name were liable to fear, I do not know the man I should avoid so soon as that spare Cassius. He reads much. He's a great observer, and he looks quite through the deeds of men. He loves no plays, as thou dost, Antony. He hears no music. Seldom he smiles, and smiles in such a sort as if he mocked himself, and scorned his spirit that could be moved to smile at anything. Such men as he be never at heartsease whilst they behold a greater than themselves, and therefore are they very dangerous. I rather tell thee what is to be feared than what I fear, for always I am Caesar. Come on my right hand, for this year is death, and tell me truly what thou thinkst of him.
Pluck me by the cloak. Would you speak with me?
Aye, Casca, tell us what hath chanced that Caesar looks so sad.
Why, you were with him, were you not?
I should not then ask Casca what had chanced.
Why, there was a crown offered him. And being offered him, he put it by with the back of his hand, thus. And then the people fell to shouting.
What was the second noise for?
Why, for that too.
They shouted thrice. What was the last cry for?
Why, for that too.
Was the crown offered him thrice?
Aye, marry, was it? And he put it by thrice, every time gentler than other. And at each putting by, my honest neighbors shouted.
Who offered him the crown?
Why, Antony?
Tell us the manner of the gentle
I
Casca.
cannot well be hanged to tell the manner of it. It was mere foolery, I did not mark it. I saw Mark Antony offer him a crown. And yet it was not a crown either, it was one of these coronets. And as I told you, he put it by once. But for all that, to my thinking, he would fain have had it. Then he offered it to him again, he put it by again. But to my thinking, he was very loath to lay his fingers off it. Then he offered it the third time. He put it the third time by, and even as he refused it, the rabbit hooted and clapped their chapped hands and threw up their sweaty nightcaps and uttered such a deal of stinking breath because Caesar refused the crown that it had almost choked Caesar, for he swooned and fell down at it. And for mine own part, I durst not laugh for fear of opening my lips and receiving the bad air.
But what, I pray you, did Caesar swoon?
He fell down in the marketplace and foamed at mouth and was speechless.
'Tis very like. He hath the falling sickness.
No. Caesar hath it not, but you and I and honest Casca, we have the falling sickness. minutes.
I know not what you mean by that, but I am sure Caesar fell down. If the Tagrian people did not clap him and kiss him according as he pleased and displeased them, as they used to do the players in the theater, I note your man.
What said he when he came unto himself?
Merrick, before he fell down, when he perceived the common herd was glad he refused the crown, he plucked me open his doublet and offered them his throat to cut. And I had been a man of any occupation. If I would not have taken him at a word, I would have go to hell among the rogues. And so he fell. When he came to himself again, he said, if he had done or said anything amiss, he desired their worships to think it was his infirmity. 3 or 4 bunches rised and cried, alas, good soul, and forgave him with all their hearts. But there's no heed to be taken of them. If Caesar stabbed their mothers, they would have done no less.
And after that, he came thus sad away.
Aye.
Did Cicero say anything?
Aye, he spoke Greek.
To what effect?
Nay, and I tell you that on there, look him in the face again. But those that understood him smiled at one another and shook their heads. But for mine own part, it was Greek to me. I can tell you more news too. Morellus and Flavius, for pulling scarves off Caesar's images, are put to silence. Very well. There's more foolery if I can remember it.
Will you sup with me tonight, Casca?
No, I have promised for.
Well, will you dine with me tomorrow?
Aye. If I be alive. And your mind whole and your dinner worth the eating.
Good. I will expect you.
Do so. Farewell both.
What a blunt fellow is this grown to be. He was quick mettled when he went to school.
So is he now in execution of any bold or noble enterprise. However, he puts on this tardy form. This rudeness is a sauce to his good wit, which gives men's stomach to digest his words with better appetite.
And so it is. For this present I will leave you. Tomorrow, if you please to speak with me, I will come home to you. Or if you will, come home to me, I will wait for you.
I will do so. Till then, think of the world. Well, Brutus, thou art noble, yet I see thy honorable metal may be wrought from that it is disposed. Therefore it is meet that noble minds keep ever with their lights, but who so firm they cannot be seduced? Caesar doth bear me hard, but he loves Brutus. If I were Brutus now when he were Cassius, he should not humor me. I will, this night, in several hands, and at his window so, as if they came from several citizens, writings, all tending to the great opinion that Rome holds of his name, or in obscurely Caesar's ambition shall be glanced at. And after this, let Caesar seat him sure, for we will shake him, or worse days endure.
Good evening, Casca. Why are you breathless? And why stare you so?
Are not you moved? When all the sway of earth shakes like a thing unfirm? O Cicero, I have seen tempests when the scolding winds arrive the naughty oaks, and I have seen the ambitious ocean swell and rage and foam to be exalted with the threatening clouds. But never till tonight, never till now did I go through a tempest dropping fire. Either there is civil strife in heaven, or else the world, too saucy with the gods, incenses them to send destruction.
Why, saw you anything more wonderful?
A common slave, you know him well by sight, held up his left hand, which did flame and burn like 20 torches joined. And yet his hand not sensible of fire remained unscorched. Besides, I have not since put up my sword. Against the Capitol I met a lion that glared upon me and went surly by, without annoying me. And there were drawn upon a heap 100 ghastly women, transformed with their fear, who swore they saw men all in fire walk up and down the streets. And yesterday, the bird of night did sit even at noonday upon the marketplace, hooting and shrieking. And these prodigies do so conjointly meet, let not men say these are their reasons, they are natural. For I believe they are portentous things unto the climate they point upon.
Indeed, it is a strange dispose of time. But men may construe things after their fashion, clean from the purpose of the things themselves. Come Caesar to the Capitol tomorrow.
He doth, for he did bid Antonius send you where he would be there tomorrow.
Good night then, Casca. This disturbed sky is not to walk in.
Farewell, Cicero.
Who's there? A Roman! Casca, by your voice.
Your ear is good. Oh, Cassius, what night is this?
A very pleasing night to honest men.
Whoever knew the heavens meant us so.
Those that have known the earth so full of fault. For my part, I have walked about the streets, submitting me unto the perilous night, and thus unembraced Casca, as you see, have bared my bosom to the thunderstone. And when the cross-blue lightning did seem to open the breast of heaven, I did present myself even in the aim and very flash of it.
But wherefore did you so much tempt the heavens? It is the part of men to fear and tremble when the most mighty gods by token send such dreadful heralds to astonish us.
You are dull, Casca. And the sparks of life that should be in a Roman you do want, or else you use not. You look pale and gaze and put on fear and cast yourself in wonder to see the strange impatience of the heavens. But if you would consider the true cause, why all these fires, why all these gliding ghosts, why birds and beasts from quality and kind, why old men fool and children calculate, why all these things change from their ordinance, their natures and performed faculties unto monstrous quality, what you shall find that heaven hath infused them with these spirits, to make them instruments of fear and warning unto some monstrous state. Now could I, Casca, name to thee a man most like this dreadful night, that thunders, lightens, opens graves, and roars as doth the lion in the Capitol? A man no mightier than thyself or me in personal action, yet prodigious grown and fearful as these strange eruptions are.
'Tis Caesar that you mean. Is it not Cassius?
Let it be who it is. For Romans now have thews and limbs like their ancestors, but woe the while our fathers' minds are dead, and we are governed with our mother's spirits. Our yoke and suffering show us womanish.
Indeed. They say the senators tomorrow mean to establish Caesar as a king, and he shall wear his crown by sea and land in every place save here in Italy.
I know where I will wear this dagger then. Cassius from bondage can deliver Cassius. The part of tyranny that I do bear I can shake off at pleasure.
So can I. So every bondman in his own hand bears the power to cancel his captivity.
And why should Caesar be a tyrant then? Poor man! I knew he would not be a wolf that he sees the Romans are but sheep. He were no lions were not Romans' hinds. Those that go with haste to make a mighty fire begin it with weak straws. What trash is Rome? What rubbish and what offal when it serves as a base matter to illuminate so vile a thing as Caesar! Oh, grief. Where hast thou led me? For I perhaps speak this before a willing bondman, but I know my answer must be made. But I am armed, and dangers are to me indifferent.
You speak to Casca, and to such a man that is no clearing telltale. Hold my hand. Be factious for redress of all these griefs, and I will set this foot of mine as far as who goes farthest.
There's a bargain made. No, you, Casca, I have moved already some certain of the noblest minded Romans to undergo with me an enterprise of honorable and dangerous consequence. I do know by this they stay for me at Pompey's porch, for now, this night, there is no stir or walking in the streets, and the complexion of the element in favors like the work we have in hand, most bloody, fiery, and most terrible.
Stand close a while, for here comes one in haste.
Said I do know him by his gait. He is a friend. Said I wear haste so.
To find out who's there? Metellus Timber?
No, it is Casca. What a corporate to our tents. Am I not stayed for, said I?
I'm glad of it. What a fearful night is this. There's 2 or 3 of us seem strange.
Am I not stayed for? Tell me.
Yes, you are. Oh, Cassius, if you could but win the noble Brutus to our party.
Be you content. Good sinner. Take this paper and look you lay it on the praetor's chair where Brutus may but find it. Throw this in at his window. Sit this up with wax upon old Brutus' statue. It is done and prepared to Pompey's porch, where you will find us. Is Decius Brutus and Trebonius there?
All but Metellus Timber, who's gone to seek you at your house. Oh, I will hide and so bestow these papers as you bade me.
That done, prepare to Pompey's theater! Come, Casca. You and I will yet ere day see Brutus at his house. Big parts of him is ours already, and the man entire upon the next encounter yields him ours.
But he sits high in all the people's hearts, and that which would appear offensive as his countenance, like Brutus' alchemy, will change the virtue into worthiness.
Him and his worth and our great need of him were right well conceited. Come, let us go, for 'tis after midnight, and ere day we will awaken him and be sure of him.
must be by his death. For my part, I know no personal cause to spurn at him. But for the general, he would be crowned. That might change his nature. There's the question. It is the bright day that brings forth the adder, and that craves wary walking. Crown him. That. And then I grant we put a sting in him that, at his will, he may do dangers with. The abuse of greatness is when it disjoins remorse from power. And to speak truth of Caesar, I have not known when his affections swayed more than his reason. But 'tis a common proof that lowliness is young ambition's ladder, which the climber upward turns his face. Having once attained the utmost round, he then unto the ladder turns his back, looks in the clouds, scorning the base degrees by which he did ascend. So Caesar may, then, lest he may prevent. And since the quarrel will bear no color for the thing he is, fashion it thus, that what he is augmented would run to these and these extremities, and therefore think him as the serpent's egg, which hatched would, as his kind grow mischievous, kill him in the shell.
Searching the window for a flint, I found this paper thus sealed up. I'm sure it did not lie there when I went to bed.
Get you to bed, it's not day. It's not tomorrow, boy, the Ides of March.
I know not, sir.
Go look in the calendar and bring me word.
I will, sir.
The exhalations whizzing in the air give so much light that I may read by them. Brutus, thou sleepst. Awake and see thyself. Shall Rome, etc. Speak, strike, redress. Brutus, thou sleepst. Awake. Such instigations have been often dropped where I have took them up. Shall Rome, etc. Thus must I piece it out. Shall Rome stand under one man's awe? What? Rome? My ancestors did from the streets of Rome the Tarquin drive when he was called a king. Speak, strike, redress. Am I entreated to speak and strike? O Rome, I make thee promise. If the redress will follow, thou receivest thy full petition at the hand of Brutus.
Sir, March is wasted 14 days.
'Tis good. Go to the gate, somebody knocks. Since Cassius first did wet me against Caesar, I have not slept. Between the acting of the dreadful thing, the first motion, all the interim is like a phantasma or hideous dream. The genius and the mortal instruments are that in council, and the state of man, like to a little kingdom, suffers then the nature of an insurrection.
Sir, is your brother Cassius at the door who doth desire to see you?
Is he alone?
No, sir, there are more with him.
Do you know them?
No, sir. Their hats are plucked about the ears, and half their faces buried in their cloaks, that by no means I may discover them.
Let him enter. They are the faction. O conspiracy, shamest thou to show thy dangerous brow by night when evils are most free? Or then by day where wilt thou find a cavern dark enough to mask thy monstrous visage?
I think we are too bold upon our rest. Tomorrow, Brutus, do we trouble you?
I have been up this hour, awake all night. You know why these men who come along with you?
Yes, every man of them, and no man here but honors you, and every one doth wish you had that same opinion of yourself which every noble Roman bears of you. This is Trebonius, this Decius Brutus, this Casca, this Cinna, and this Metellus Cimber.
They are all welcome. Give me your hands all over, one by one.
And let us swear our resolution.
No, not an oath. If not the face of men, the sufferance of our souls, the time's abuse. If be these motives weak, break off betimes, and every man hence him to his idle bed. So let high-sighted tyranny range on, till each man draw by lottery. But if these, as I am sure they do, bear fire enough to kindle cowards, and to steal with valor the melting spirits of women, then, countrymen, What need we any spur but our own cause to prick us to redress? What other bond than secret Romans that have spoke the word and will not palter? And what other oath than honesty to honesty engaged, that this shall be, or we will fall for it? Sore priests, and cowards, and men cautelous, old feeble carrions, and such suffering souls that welcome wrongs, and to bad causes swear, such creatures as men doubt, but do not stain the even virtue of our enterprise, nor the irrepressive metal of our spirits, to think that, or our cause, or our performance, did need an oath. And every drop of blood that every Roman bears and nobly bears is guilty of a several bastardy, if he do break the smallest particle of any promise that hath passed from him.
Aye. But what of Cicero? Shall we sound him? I think he will stand very strong with us.
Let us not leave him out.
No, by no means.
Oh, let us have him.
For his silver hairs will purchase us a good opinion, and by man's voice to mend our deeds. It shall be said, his judgment ruled our hands. Our youth and wildness shall nowhere appear, but all be buried in his gravity.
Oh, name him not. Let us not break with him, for he will never follow anything that other men begin.
Then leave him out.
Indeed, he is not fit.
Shall no man else be touched, but only Caesar?
It is well urged. I think it is not meet that Mark Antony, so well beloved of Caesar, should outlive Caesar. For we shall find him a shrewd contriver, and you know his means, if he improve them, may well stretch so far as to annoy us all. Which to prevent, let Antony and Caesar fall together.
Our course will seem too bloody, Caius Cassius, to cut the head off and then hack the limbs, like wrath and death and envy afterwards. For Antony is but a limb of Caesar's. Let us be sacrificers and not butchers, Caius. We all stand up against the spirit of Caesar, and in the spirit of men there is no blood, that we could then come by Caesar's spirit and not dismember Caesar. But alas, Caesar must bleed for it. And gentle friends, let's kill him boldly, but not wrathfully. Let's carve him as a dish fit for the gods, not hew him as a carcass fit for hounds. And let our hearts, as subtle masters do, stir up their servants to an act of rage and after seem to chide them. This shall make our purpose necessary, and not envious, which so appearing to the common eyes, we shall be called perjurers and not murderers. And for Mark Antony, do not think of him. For he can do no more than Caesar's arm when Caesar's head is off.
But I fear him for the engrafted love he bears to Caesar.
Alas, good Cassius, if he loves Caesar, then all that he can do is to himself take thought and die for Caesar. And it were well he should, for he is given to sports, to wildness, and much company.
There is no fear in him. Let him not die, for he will live and laugh at us hereafter.
But it is doubtful yet whether Caesar will come forth today or no. For he is wonderfully superstitious as of late, quite from the main opinion he held once of dreams, of fantasy, and ceremonies. It may be in these apparent prodigies, the unaccustomed terror of this night, and the persuasion of his augurs may hold him from the capital today.
Never fear that. If he be so resolved, I can oversway him, for he loves to hear that unicorns may be betrayed with trees, and bears with glasses, elephants with holes, lions with whales, and men with flatterers. For when I tell him he hates flatterers, he says he does, being then most flattered. Let me work, for I will give his resolve the true bent, and I will bring him to the capital.
Nay, we will all of us be there to fetch him.
At the 8th hour, that the uttermost,
Be that the uttermost, and fail not then.
The morning comes upon us. Brutus, we will leave you, and friends, disperse yourselves. But all remember what you have said, and show yourselves true Romans.
good gentlemen, look fresh and merrily. Let not our looks put on our purposes, but bear it as our Roman actors do, with untired spirits and formal constancy. And so good morrow to everyone. Boy Lucius! Fast asleep? It is no matter. Enjoy the honey heavy dew of slumber. Thou hast no figures nor no fantasies which busy care draws on the brains of men. Therefore thou sleeps so sound. Brutus, my lord, Portia, what mean you? Wherefore rise you now? It is not thus for your health to commit your weak condition to the rock-cold morning.
Nor for yours neither. You've ungently, Brutus, stole from my bed. And yesterday at supper you suddenly arose and walked about, musing and sighing, with your arms across. When I asked you what the matter was, you stared upon me with ungentle looks. I urged you further, then you scratched your head and too impatiently stamped with your foot. Yet I insisted, yet you answered not. With an angry wafture of your hand gave sign for me to leave you. So I did, fearing to strengthen that impatience, which seemed too much enkindled, and withal hoping it was but an effect of humor which sometime hath his hour with every man. It will not let you eat, nor talk, nor sleep. And could it work so much upon your shape as it hath much prevailed on your condition, I should not know you, Brutus. Dear my lord, make me acquainted with your cause of grief.
I am not well in health, that is all.
Brutus is wise, and were he not in health, he would embrace the means to come by it.
Why, so I do. Good Portia, go to bed.
Is Brutus sick? And is it physical to walk unbraced and suck up the humors of the dank morning? What, is Brutus sick? And will he steal out of his wholesome bed, to dare the vile contagion of the night, and tempt the rheumy and unpurged air to add unto his sickness? No, my Brutus. You have some sick offense within your mind, which by the right and virtue of my place I ought to know of. And upon my knees, I charm you, by my once commended beauty, by all your vows of love, and that great vow which did incorporate and make us one, that you unfold to me yourself, your half, why you are heavy. And what men tonight have had resort to you? For here have been some 6 or 7 who did hide their faces, even from darkness.
Kneel not, gentle
I
Portia.
should not need if you were gentle, Brutus. Within the bond of marriage, tell me, Brutus, is it accepted I should know no secrets that appertain to you? Am I yourself, but as it were in sword or limitation, to keep with you at meals, comfort your bed, and talk to you sometimes? Dwell I but in the suburbs of your good pleasure. If it be no more, Portia is Brutus' harlot, not his wife.
You are my true and honorable wife. As dear to me as are the ruddy drops that visit my sad heart.
If this were true, then should I know this secret? I grant I am a woman, but withal, a woman that Lord Brutus took to wife. I grant I am a woman, but withal, a woman well reputed, Cato's daughter. Think you I am no stronger than my sex, being so fathered and so husbanded? Tell me your secrets, I will not disclose them. I have made strong proof of my constancy, giving myself a voluntary wound here in the thigh. Can I bear that with patience and not my husband's secrets?
Oh, ye gods, render me worthy of this noble wife. Portia, go in a while. By and by, thy bosom shall partake in secrets of my heart. All my engagements will I construe to thee, all the charactery of my sad brows.
Nor heaven nor earth have been at peace tonight. Thrice hath Calpurnia in her sleep cried out, Help ho, they murder Caesar. Who's within?
My lord.
Go bid the priests to do present sacrifice, and bring me their opinions of success.
I will, my lord.
What mean you, Caesar? Think you to walk forth? You shall not stir out of your house tonight.
Caesar shall forth. The things that threaten me ne'er look on my back. When they shall see the face of Caesar, they are vanishing.
Caesar, I never stood on ceremonies, yet now they frighten me. There is one within, besides the things we have heard and seen, recounts most horrid sights, you'll have a watch. A lioness hath whelped in the streets, and graves have yawned and yielded up their dead. Fierce, fiery warriors fought upon the clouds, in ranks and squadron, in right form of war, which drizzled blood upon the Capitol. The noise of battle hurtled in the air, horses did neigh, and dying men did groan, and ghosts did shriek and squeal about the streets. Oh, Caesar, these things are beyond all use, and I do fear them.
What can be avoided whose end is purposed by the mighty gods? Yet Caesar shall go forth, for these predictions are to the world in general as to Caesar.
When beggars die, there are no common scene. The heavens themselves place forth the death of princes.
Cowards die many times before their death. The valiant never taste of death but once. A Of all the wonders that I yet have heard, it seems to me most strange that men should fear, seeing that death, a necessary end, will come when it will come. What say the others?
They would not have you to stir forth today. Hawking the entrails of an offering forth, they could not find a heart within the beast.
The gods do this in shame of cowardice. Caesar should be a beast without a heart if he should stay at home today for fear. No, Caesar shall not. Danger knows full well that Caesar is more dangerous than he. We are two lions littered in one day, and I the elder and more terrible. And Caesar shall go forth.
Alas, my lord, your wisdom is consumed in confidence. Do not go forth today. Call it my fear that keeps you in the house and not your own. We'll send Mark Antony to the Senate house, and he shall say you are not well today. Let me, upon my knee, prevail in this.
Mark Antony shall say I am not well, and for thy humor I will stay at home. Here's Decius Brutus, he shall tell them so.
Caesar, all hail. Good morrow, worthy Caesar. I come to fetch you to the Senate house.
And you are come in very happy time to bear my greeting to the senators and tell them that I will not come today. Cannot is false, and that I dare not, falser. I will not come today. Tell them so, Decius.
Say he is sick.
Shall Caesar send a lie? Have I in conquest stretched mine arm so far to be afraid to tell graybeards the truth? Decius, go tell them Caesar will not come.
Most mighty Caesar, let me know some cause lest I be left out of my terms.
The cause is in my will. I will not come. That is enough to satisfy the Senate. But for your private satisfaction, because I love you, I will let you know. Calpurnia here, my wife, stays me at home. She dreamt tonight she saw my statue, which like a fountain with 100 spouts did run pure blood, and many lusty Romans came smiling and did bathe their hands in it. And these does she apply for warnings and portents and evils imminent, and on her knee have begged that I will stay at home today.
This dream is all misinterpreted. It was a vision. Fair and fortunate, your statue spouting blood in many pipes, in which so many smiling Romans bathe, signifies that from you great Rome shall suck reviving blood, and that great men shall press for tinctures, stains, relics, and cognizance. This, by Calpurnia's dream, was signified.
In this way have you well expounded it.
I have, and you have heard what I can say, and know it now. The Senate have concluded to give this day a crown to mighty Caesar. If you shall send them word you will not come, their minds won't change. Besides, it were a mock aptly rendered for someone to say, break up the Senate till another day when Caesar's wife shall meet with better dreams. If Caesar hide himself, shall they not whisper, oh, he is afraid. Pardon me, Caesar, for my dear, dear love to our proceeding bids me tell you this, and reason to my love is liable.
How foolish do your fears seem now, Calpurnia. I am ashamed I did yield to them. Give me my word, for I will go. And look, where Cassius has come to fetch me.
Good morrow, Caesar.
Welcome, Cassius. What, Brutus, are you stirred so early too? Good morrow, Casca. What is 2 o'clock?
Caesar just struck an 8.
Thank you for your pains and courtesy. See, Antony that revels long o' nights is notwithstanding up. Good morrow, Antony.
So do most noble Caesar.
Bid them prepare within. I am to blame to be thus waited for. Now, Cinna, now Metellus, what, Trebonius? I have an hour's talk in store for you. Remember that you call on me today. Be near me that I might remember you.
Caesar, I will. And so near will I be that your best friend shall wish I had been further.
Good friends, go in and taste some wine with me, and we, like friends, will straightway go together.
Every light is not the same, O Caesar. The heart of Brutus earns to think upon.
Caesar, beware of Brutus. Take heed of Cassius. Come not near Casca. Have an eye to Cinna. Trust not Trebonius. Decius Brutus loves thee not. There is but one mind in all these men, and it is bent against Caesar. If thou beest not more to look about you, security gives way to conspiracy. The mighty gods defend thee, thy lover Artemidorus. Here will I stand till Caesar pass along, and as a suitor will I give him this. My heart laments that virtue cannot live out of the teeth of emulation. If thou read this, O Caesar, thou mayst live. If not, the fate of traitors do contrive.
I pray thee, boy, run to the Senate house. Stay not to answer me, but get thee gone. Why dost thou stay?
To know my errand, madam.
Would have had thee there and here again, ere I can tell thee what thou shouldst do there. Oh, constancy, be strong upon my side. Set a huge mountain between my heart and tongue. Have a man's mind but a woman's mind. How hard is it for a woman to keep counsel? Art thou here yet?
Madam, what should I do? Run to the capital and nothing else? And so return to you and nothing else?
Yes, bring me word, boy, if thy lord look well, for he went sickly forth. And take good note what Caesar doth, what suitors press to him. Hark, boy, what noise is that?
Madam, I hear nothing.
Prithee, listen well. I heard a bustling rumor and a fragrance for the capital.
Sweet madam, I hear none.
Come hither, fellow. Which way hast thou been?
To mine own house, good lady.
What is it o'clock?
About the 9th hour, lady.
Is Caesar yet gone to the capital?
Madam, not yet. I go to take my stand to see him pass on to the capital.
Thou hast some suit to Caesar, hast thou not?
That I have, good lady. If it will please Caesar, I shall beseech him to befriend himself.
Why, knowest thou any harms intended toward him?
None that I know will be. Much that I fear may chance. Good morrow to you. Here, the street is narrow. The throng that follows Caesar at the heels of senators, praetors, common suitors would crowd a feeble man almost to death. I'll get you to a place to avoid, and then speak to great Caesar as he comes along.
I must go in. Ay me, how weak a thing the heart of woman is. Oh, Brutus, the heavens speed thee in thine enterprise. Should the boy hurt me? Brutus hath a suit that Caesar will not grant. I grow faint. Run, Lucius, and commend me to my lord. Say I am merry. Run to me again and bring me word what he doth say to thee.
Archer, come.
Aye, Caesar, but not gone.
Hail! Caesar! Read this schedule!
The Bonians doth desire you to overread at your best leisure. This is humble suit.
Oh, Caesar, read mine first, for mine's a suit that touches Caesar nearer. Read it, great Caesar!
What touches us ourselves shall be last served.
Delay not, Caesar, read it instantly!
What? Go, man.
Nor argue place.
What? Urge your petitions in the streets? No, come to the capital.
I wish your enterprise today may thrive.
What enterprise, Papilius?
Very well. What said Papilius Lena?
He wished they are enterprise by crime. I fear our purpose is discovered.
The claim makes to Caesar. Walk him.
Cast open 7, for we fear petition. What shall be done for it this be known? Cassius or Caesar will ne'er turn back, for I will slay myself.
Cassius, be constant. Papilius Lena speaks well of our purposes. For look, he smiles, and Caesar doth not change.
Tiberius knows his time. But look, you Brutus, he draws right answer the act away.
Where is Attila Cimber? Let him go and presently refer his suit to Caesar.
He is addressed. Pressing your second to him. Caesar, you are the first that rears his hand.
Are we all ready? What is now amiss that Caesar and his senate must address?
Most high, most mighty, and most puissant Caesar, Metellus Cimber goes before thy seat and humble heart.
I must prevent thee, Cimber. Thy brother by decree is banished. If thou dost bend and pray and fawn for him, I spurn thee like a cur out of my way. No, Caesar doth not wrong, nor without cause will he be satisfied.
Is there no voice more worthy than my own, to sound more sweetly in great Caesar's ear, for the repealing of my banished brother?
I kiss thy hand, but not in flattery, Caesar, desiring thee that Publius Cimber may have an immediate freedom of repeal.
What, Brutus?
Pardon, Caesar. Caesar, pardon. As low as to thy foot doth Cassius fall to beg enfranchisement of Publius Cimber.
I could be well moved, if I were as you. If I could pray to move, then prayers would move me. But I am constant as the northern star, of whose true fixed and resting quality there is no fellow in the firmament. The skies are painted with unnumbered sparks. They are all fire, and every one doth shine, but there is but one in all doth hold his place. So in the world, 'tis furnished well with men, and men are flesh and blood and apprehensive. But in the number do I know but one, that unassailable holds on his rank, unshaked of motion, and that I am he. Let me a little show it even in this, that I was constant Cimber should be banished, and constant do remain to keep him so.
Oh, Caesar.
Hence, wilt thou lift up Olympus?
Great
Doth
Caesar!
not Brutus bootless kneel?
Speak, answer me!
liberty. Freedom, tyranny is dead. Run hence, cry, proclaim it in the streets.
Some to the common pulpit to cry out liberty, freedom, and enfranchisement.
People and senators, be not affrighted. Fly not, stand stiff. Ambition's debt is paid. Go to the pulpit, Brutus.
And Cassius too.
Where's Publius?
Here, quite confounded with this music.
Stand fast together lest the French Caesar should chant.
Talk notwithstanding. Publius, good cheer. There is no harm intended to your person, nor to no Roman else, so tell them, Publius.
And leave us, Publius, lest that the people rushing on us should do your age some mischief.
Do so. And let no man abide this deed but we the doers.
Where's Antony?
Fled to his house amazed. Men, wives, and children stare, cry out, and run as it were doomsday.
Saints, you will know your pleasures. That we shall die, we know, 'tis but the time and drawn days out that men stand upon.
Why, he that cuts off 20 years of life cuts off so many years of fearing death.
Grant that, and then is death a benefit. So we are Caesar's friends who have abridged his time of fearing death.
In how many ages then shall this our lofty scene be acted, in accents unknown and states unborn?
Many times shall Caesar bleed in sport, who now on Pompey's basis lies long, unworthier than the dust.
So oft as that shall be, so often shall the not of us be called the men that gave their country liberty. What shall we for? Aye, every man away. Brutus shall lead, and we will grace his heels with the most boldest and best hearts of Rome.
But soft, who comes here? A friend of Antony's?
Thus, Brutus, did my master bid me kneel. Thus, Mark Antony bid me fall down, and, being prostrate, thus he bade me say, Brutus is noble, wise, valiant, and honest. Caesar was mighty, bold, royal, and loving. Say I love Brutus, and I honor him. Say I feared Caesar, honored him, and loved him. If Brutus will vouchsafe that Mark Antony may come to him safely, and be resolved why Caesar deserves to lie in death, then Antony will not love Caesar dead more than Brutus living, but will follow the fortunes and affairs of noble Brutus through all the hazards of his untrod state, the true faith. So said my master Antony.
My master is a wise and valiant Roman. I never thought him worse. Tell him, so please him come unto this place, he shall be satisfied, and by my honor depart untouched.
I'll fetch him presently.
I know that we shall have him well to friend.
I wish we may, but yet I have a mind that fears him much, and my misgiving still falls shrewdly to the purpose.
Here comes Antony. Welcome, Mark Antony.
Almighty Caesar, dost thou lie so low? Are all thy conquests, glories, triumphs, spoils, shrunk to this little measure? Fare thee well. I know not, gentlemen, what you intend. Who else must be let blood? Who else is rank? If I myself, there is no hour so fit as Caesar's death hour, nor no instrument of half that worth as those your swords, made rich with the most noble blood of all this world. I do beseech ye, if you bear me hard, fulfill your pleasure. Live 1,000 years, I shall not find myself so apt to die. No place will please me so. No mean of death as here by Caesar, and by you cut off. The choice and master spirits of this age.
Oh, Antony, beg not your death of us. That mountain we must appear bloody and cruel is by our hands in this our present act. You see we do, yet see you but our hands, and this the bleeding business they have done. Our hearts you see not, they are pitiful, and pity to the general wrong of Rome. As fire drives out fire, so pity hath done this deed on Caesar. For your part, to you our swords have let in points, Mark Antony. Our arms in strength of malice, and our hearts of brother's temper, do receive you in with all kind love, good thoughts, and reverence.
Your voice shall be as strong as any man's in the disposing of indignities.
Only be patient, till we have appeased the multitude beside themselves with fear, and then we shall deliver you the cause. Why I, who did love Caesar when I struck him, have thus proceeded.
I doubt not of your wisdom.
Let each man render me his bloody hand. First, Marcus Brutus, will I shake with you. Next, Caius Cassius, do I take your hand? Now, Marcus Brutus, yours. Now yours, Metellus. Yours, Senna. And my valiant Casca, yours. Though last, not last in love, yours, Richard Bonnius. Gentlemen all, alas, what shall I say? My credit now stands on such slippery ground that one of two bad ways you must conceive me. Either a coward or a flatterer. That I did love thee, Caesar, oh, 'tis true. If then thy spirit look upon us now, shall it not grieve thee dearer than thy death to see thy Anthony making his peace, shaking the bloody fingers of thy foes, most noble, in the presence of thy corse? Had I as many eyes as thou hast wounds, weeping as fast as they stream forth thy blood, it would become me better than to close in terms of friendship with thine enemies. Pardon me, Julius. Here wast thou bade, brave heart. Here didst thou fall. And here thy hunters stand, signed in thy spoil and crimsoned in thy weapon. O world, thou wast the force to this heart, and this indeed, O world, the heart of thee. How like a deer strucken by many princes dost thou here lie.
Mark Antony,
Pardon, Caius Cassius. The enemies of Caesar shall say this, then in a friend his cold modesty.
I blame you not for praising Caesar so, but what compact mean you to have with us? Will you be pricked in number of our friends, or shall we on and not depend on you?
Therefore I took your hands, but was indeed swayed from the point by looking down on Caesar. Friends am I with you all, and love you all, upon this hope that you shall give me reasons why and wherein Caesar was dangerous. Else were this a savage spectacle. Our reasons are so full of good regard, that were you Antony, the son of Caesar, we should be satisfied. That's all I seek. And am moreover suited that I may produce his body to the marketplace, and in the pulpit, as becomes a friend, speak in the order of his funeral. You shall, Mark Antony.
Brutus, I'll work with you. You know not what you do. Do not consent that Mark Antony speak at his funeral. Know you how much the people may be moved by that which he will utter?
Under your pardon, I will myself into the pulpit first, and show the reason of our Caesar's death. What Antony shall speak, I shall protest he speaks by leave and by permission. And that we are contented, Caesar shall have all true rights and lawful ceremonies. It shall advantage more than do us wrong.
I know not what may fall. I like it not.
Here, Mark Antony, take you Caesar's body. You shall not in your funeral speech blame us, but speak all good you can devise of Caesar, and say you do it by our permission, or else shall you not have any hand at all about his funeral. And you shall speak in the same pulpit whereto I am going after my speech is ended. Be it so. I do desire no more. Prepare the body then, and follow us. Pardon me, a bleeding piece of earth, that I am meek and gentle with these butchers. Thou art the ruins of the noblest man that ever lived in the tide of times. Woe to the hand that shed this costly blood. Over thy wounds now do I prophesy, which like dumb mouths do ope their ruby lips and beg the voice and utterance of my tongue. Curse shall light upon the limbs of men. Domestic fury and fierce civil strife shall cumber all the parts of Italy. Blood and destruction shall be so in use, and dreadful objects so familiar, that mothers shall but smile when they behold their infants quartered with the hands of war. All pity choked with custom of fell deeds, and Caesar's spirit, ranging for revenge with Ate by his side, come hot from hell, shall in these confines with a monarch's voice cry havoc. And let slip the dogs of war, that this foul deed shall smell above the earth with carrion men, groaning for burial. You serve Octavius Caesar, do you not?
I do, Mark Antony.
Caesar did right for him to come to Rome.
He did receive his letters and is coming, and bid me say to you by word of mouth. Oh, Caesar,
My heart is big. Get thee apart and weep. Passion I see is catching before mine eyes, seeing those bees of sorrow stand in thine begin to water. Is thy master come?
He lies tonight within 7 leagues of Rome.
Post back with speed and tell him what hath chanced. Here is a morning Rome, a dangerous Rome. No Rome of safety for Octavius yet. Hie hence and tell him so. And yet, stay a while. Thou shalt not back till I have borne the course unto the marketplace, where I shall try in my oration how the people take the cruel issue of these bloody men. According to the which thou shalt discourse to young Octavius of the state of things. Lend me your hand. Last. Romans, countrymen, and lovers, hear me for my cause, and be silent that you may hear. Believe me for mine honor, and have respect to my honor that you may believe. Censure me in your wisdom, and awake your senses that you may the better judge. If there be any in this assembly, any dear friend of Caesar's, to him I say that Brutus's love to Caesar was no less than his. If then that friend demand why Brutus rose against Caesar, this is my answer. Not that I loved Caesar less, but that I loved Rome more. Had you rather Caesar were living to die all slaves, and that Caesar be dead to live all free men? As Caesar loved me, I weep for him. As he was fortunate, I rejoice at it. As he was valiant, I honor him. But as he was ambitious, I slew him. There is tears for his love, joy for his fortune, honor for his valor, and death for his ambition. Who is here so base that would be a bondman? If any speak, for him have I offended. Who is here so rude that would not be a Roman? If any speak, for him have I offended. Who is here so vile that will not love his country? If any speak, for him have I offended. I pause for reply. Then none have I offended. I have done no more to Caesar than you shall do to Brutus. The question of his life is enrolled in the Capitol, nor his glories extenuated wherein he was worthy, nor his offenses enforced, for which he suffered death. Here comes his body, borne by Mark Antony, who, although he had no hand in his death, shall receive the benefit of his dying, a place in the Commonwealth, as to which of you shall not. With this I depart, that, as I slew my best lover for the good of Rome, I have here the same dagger for myself when it shall please my country to need my death.
No!
Bring the triumph home into his house!
Give him a statue of his ancestors!
Let him be Caesar!
He'll be crowned in Brutus!
Peace!
Silence! Brutus speaks!
Good countrymen, let me depart alone, and for my sake stay here with Antony. Do grace to Caesar's corpse, and grace his speech, tending to Caesar's glories, which Mark Antony, by our permission, is allowed to make. I do entreat you, let not a man depart save I alone, till Antony have spoke.
Please, sir, will hear the noble Antony.
Well, don't go up to the public chair, we'll hear him. Okay, go up.
For Brutus' sake, I am beholding to you.
What does he say to Brutus? 'Twere best he speak no harm of Brutus.
Tyrant! Nay, that's certain. We are blessed that Rome is rooted in our
Peace, let us hear what Antony can say.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is often interred with their bones. So let it be with Caesar. The noble Brutus hath told you Caesar was ambitious. If it were so, it was a grievous fault, and grievously hath Caesar answered it. Here, under leave of Brutus and the rest. For Brutus is an honorable man. So are they all honorable men. Come I to speak in Caesar's funeral. He was my friend, faithful and just to me. But Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. He hath brought many captives home to Rome, whose ransoms did the general coffers fill. Did this in Caesar seem ambitious? When that the poor have cried, Caesar hath wept. Ambition should be made of sterner stuff. But Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. You all did see that on the Lupercal I thrice presented him a kingly crown.
which he did thrice refuse, was this ambition. Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and sure, he is an honorable man. I speak not to disprove what Brutus spoke, but here am I to speak what I do know. You all did love him once, not without cause. What cause withholds you then to mourn for him? Oh, judgment, thou art fled to brutish beasts, and men have lost their reason. Bear with me. My heart is in the coffin there with Caesar, and I must pause till it come back to me.
Methinks there's much reason in his saying.
It's not considered rightly the matter. Caesar has had great wrong.
Has he not, masters? I feel the rule of worse come in his place.
Mark he his words. He would not take the crown. Therefore 'tis certain he was not ambitious.
If it be found so, some may dear abide it.
Poor soul. His eyes are red as fire with weeping.
There's not a nobler man in Rome than Antony.
Mark he begins again to speak.
But yesterday the word of Caesar might have stood against the world. Now lies he there, and none so poor to do him reverence. Oh, masters, if I were disposed to stir your hearts and minds to mutiny and rage, I should do Brutus wrong, and Cassius wrong, who you all know are honorable men. I will not do them wrong. I rather choose to wrong the dead, to wrong myself and you, than I will wrong such honorable men. But here's a parchment with the seal of Caesar. I found it in his closet. 'Tis his will. Let but the commons hear this testament, which, pardon me, I need not to read. And here all they kissed at Caesar's wounds, and dipped their napkins in his sacred blood, yea, beg a hair of him for memory, and dying, mention it within their wills, bequeathing it as a rich legacy unto their issue.
Read it, Mark Antony. We'll hear the will.
Have patience, gentle friends. I must not read it. It is not meet you know how Caesar loved you. You are not wood. You are not stones, but men. And being men, bearing the will of Caesar, it will inflame you. It will make you mad. It is good you know not that you are his heirs, or if you should, well, what would come of it?
We'll hear the will. Read it, Mark Antony. You shall read us the will.
Will you be patient? Will you stay a while?
Yes.
I have o'ershot myself to tell you of it. I fear I wrong the honorable men whose daggers have stabbed Caesar. I do fear it. You will compel me then to read the will. Then make a ring of the court to Caesar, and let me show you him that made the will.
Arrange, stand round.
I stand for Antony, most noble Antony. Cast not so upon me. Stand for her.
Bear back, bear back.
If you have tears, prepare to shed them now. You all do know this mantle. I remember the first time ever Caesar put it on. It was on a summer's evening in his tent. That day he overcame the Nervi. Look, in this place ran Cassius' dagger through. See what a rent the envious Casca made. Through this, the well-beloved Brutus stabbed. And as he plucked his cursed steel away, mark how the blood of Caesar followed it, as rushing out of doors, to be resolved if Brutus so unkindly knocked or no. For Brutus, as you know, was Caesar's angel. Judge, oh you gods, how dearly Caesar loved him. This was the most unkindest cut of all. For when the noble Caesar saw him stab, ingratitude, more strong than traitor's arms, quite vanquished him. Then burst his mighty heart. And in his mantle, muffling up his face, even at the base of Pompey's statue, which all the while ran blood, great Caesar fell. Oh, what a fall was there, my countrymen. For then I, and you, and all of us fell down, was bloody treason flourished over us. Oh, now you weep, and I perceive you feel the tint of pity. These are gracious drops. Kind souls, what? Weep you when you behold our Caesar's vesture wounded? Look you here. Here is himself, marred as you see with traitors.
Oh, piteous spectacle.
Oh, noble Caesar.
Oh, woeful day.
Oh, traitors. Villains.
Oh, most bloody sight!
Will be revenged!
Stand, countrymen! Why, you go to do you know not what? What kind souls? Let me not stir you up to such a sudden flood of mutiny. They that have done this deed are honorable. What private griefs they have, alas, I know not what made them do it. They are wise and honorable, and will no doubt with reasons answer you. I come not, friends, to steal away your hearts. I am no orator, as Brutus is, but as you know me all, plain, blunt man that loved my friend, and that they know full well that gave me publicly to speak of him. For I have neither wit, nor words, nor worth, action, nor utterance, nor the power of speech to stir men's blood. I only speak right on. I tell you that which you yourselves do know. Show you sweet Caesar's wounds. Poor, poor dumb mouths, and bid them speak for me. But were I Brutus, and Brutus Antony, there were an Antony would ruffle up your spirits and put a tongue in every wound of Caesar that should move the stones of Rome to rise and mutiny. Why, friends, you go to do you know not what? Wherein hath Caesar thus deserved your loves? Alas, you know not. I must tell you then. You have forgot the will I told you.
Oh, the will!
Here's the will, and under Caesar's seal. To every Roman citizen he gives, to every several man, 75 drachmas.
Oh no, Caesar!
Moreover, he hath left to all his books, his private arbors and new golden orchards on this side Tiber. He hath left them you into your heirs forever, common pleasures to walk abroad and recreate. Here was a Caesar, when comes such another?
Away, we'll burn his body in the holy place, and with the brands fire the traitors' houses. Take up the body.
Go fetch fire!
Aye!
Matches!
Yes, let's go! Look down the window! Sport! The kid will be repentant!
Now let it work. Mischief, thou art afoot. Thou what course thou wilt. How now, fellow?
Sir, Octavius is already come to Rome.
Where is he?
He left us at Caesar's house.
And thither will I straight to visit him. He comes upon a wish. Fortune is merry, and in this mood will give us anything.
I heard him say, Brutus and Cassius have ridden like madmen through the gates of Rome.
Belike they had some notice of the people, how I had moved them. Bring me to Octavius.
I dreamt tonight that I did feast with Caesar, and things unlucky charge my fantasy. I have no will to wander forth the doors, yet something leads me forth.
What is your name?
Whither are you going?
Where do you dwell?
Are you a married man or a bachelor?
Answer every man directly.
I am briefly.
I am wisely.
I am truly. You were best for you.
What is my name? Whither am I going? Where do I dwell? Am I a married man or a bachelor? Well, then, to answer every man directly and briefly, wisely and truly, wisely I say, I am a bachelor.
That's as much as say they are fools that marry. You'll bear me a pay for that, here. Proceed directly.
Directly, I am going to Caesar's funeral.
As a friend or an enemy?
As a friend?
That matter is answered directly.
Aye.
For your dwelling, briefly.
Briefly, I dwell by the capital.
Your name, sir, truly.
Truly, my name is Cinna. Tear him to pieces, he's a conspirator. I am Cinna the poet. I am Cinna the poet.
Tear for his bad verses. Tear for his bad verses.
Oh, yes.
Sees no better. His name is Cinna. Love his name out of his heart and turn it out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
These many then shall die. Their names are pricked. Your brother too must die.
Consent you, Lovelace?
I do consent.
Prick him down, Antony.
Upon condition Publius shall not live.
Who is your sister's son, Mark Antony?
He shall not live. Look, what spotted damn. But Lepidus, go you to Caesar's house. Fetch the will hither, and we shall determine how to cut off some charge and legacies.
What? Shall I find you here?
Or here or at the capital.
This is a slight, unmarriageable man, made to be sent on errands. Is it fit, the threefold world divided, he should stand one of the three to share it?
So you thought him, and took his voice who should be pricked to die in all black sentence and prescription.
Octavius, I have seen more days than you. And though we lay these honors on this man, to ease ourselves of divers slanderous loads, he shall but bear them as the ass bears gold, to groan and sweat under the business, either led or driven as we point the way. And having brought our treasure where we will, and take we down his load and turn him off, like to the empty ass, shake his ears and raise in common.
You may do your will, but he is a tried and valiant soldier.
So's my horse, Octavius, and for that I do appoint him store of provender. It is a creature I teach to stop, to fight, to whine, to run directly on. His corporal motion governed by my spirit, and in some taste is Lepidus but so. He must be taught and trained and bid go forth. Barren-spirited fellow, do not talk of him but as of property. And now, Octavius, listen great things. Brutus and Cassius are levying powers. We must straight make head. Therefore, let our alliance be combined, our best friends made, our means stretched, and let us presently go sit in council. How covert matters may be best disclosed, and open perils surest answered.
Let us do so, for we are at stake, and bait about with many enemies. And some that smile have in their hearts, I fear, millions of mischiefs.
What now, Lucilius? Is Cassius near?
He is at hand, and Pindarus has come to do salutation from his master.
He greets me well. Your master, Pindarus, in his own change or by ill officers, hath given me some worthy cause to wish things done undone. But if he be at hand, I shall be satisfied.
I do not doubt but that my noble master will appear, such as he is, full of regard and honor.
He is not doubted. A word, Lucilius. How he received you, let me be resolved.
With courtesy and with respect enough, not with such familiar instances, or with such free and friendly conference as he had used of old.
Thou hast described a hot friend cooling. Ever note, Lucilius, when love begins to sicken and decay, it uses an enforced ceremony. Comes his army on.
They mean this night in Sardis to be quartered, greater part the horse in general come with Cassius.
Hark! He has arrived.
Most noble brother, you have done of me wrong.
Judge me, you gods. Wrong I mine enemies? And if not so, how should I wrong a brother?
Brutus, the silver form of yours has wrongs, and when you do this...
Cassius, be content. Speak your grief softly, I do know you well. And before the eyes of both our armies here, which should perceive nothing but love from us, let us not wrangle. Bid them move away, then in my tent enlarge your grievances, and I shall give you audience.
Pindarus, bid our commanders lead their charges off a little from this ground.
Lucilius, do you blood. Let no man come in our tent till we have done our conference. Let Lucius and Titinius guard the door.
That you have wronged me doth appear in this. You have condemned and noted Lucius Pello for taking bribes here at the Sardians. Were in my letters praying on his side because I knew the man were slighted off.
You wronged yourself to write in such a case.
In such a time as this, it is not meet that every nice offense should bear his comment.
Let me tell you, Cassius, you yourself are much condemned to have an itching palm, to sell and march your offices for gold to undeservers.
I, an itching palm, you know that you are Brutus that speak this, or by the gods that speaks, for else your last.
The name of Cassius honors this corruption, and chastisement therefore doth hide his head.
Chastisement!
Remember March, the Ides of March, remember? Did not great Julius bleed for justice's sake? What villain touched his body and did stand, and not for justice? What? Shall one of us who struck the foremost man of all this world, but for supporting robbers, shall we now contaminate our fingers with base bribes, and sell the mighty space of our large honors for so much trash as may be grasped thus? I had rather be a dog and may the moon than such a Roman.
Brutus, beg not me. I'll not endure it. You forget yourself to hedge me in. I am a soldier. I, older than yourself, abler to make conditions.
Go to. You are not Cassius.
I am.
I say you are not.
Urge me no more, or I shall forget myself. Have mind upon your health. Tempt me no further.
Away, slight man.
Is it possible?
Hear me, for I will speak. Must I give way and room to your rash choler? Shall I be frightened when a madman stares?
Oh, ye gods, must I endure all this?
All this I and more, fret till your proud heart break. Go show your slaves how choleric you are, and make your bondmen tremble. Must I budge? Must I observe you? Must I stand and crouch under your testy humor? By the gods, you shall digest the venom of your spleen, though it do split you. For from this day forth, I use you for my mirth, yea, for my laughter when you are waspish.
Is it come to this?
You say you are the better soldier. Let it appear so. Make true your vaunting, and it shall please me well. For my own part, I shall be glad to learn, noble man.
You wrong me every way. You wrong me, Brutus. I said an elder soldier, not a better. Did I say better?
If you did, I care not.
When Caesar lived, he durst not thus have moved me.
Peace, you durst not so have tempted me.
I durst not.
No.
What durst not tempt him?
For your life, you durst
Do
not.
not presume too much upon my love. I may do that I shall be sorry for.
You have done that you should be sorry for. There is no terror, Cassius, in your threats. For I am armed so strong in honesty that they pass me by, as the idle wind, which I respect not. I did send you for certain sums of gold, which you denied me. I did send you for gold to pay my legions, which you denied me. Was that done like Cassius? Should I have answered Caius Cassius so? When Marcus Brutus grows so covetous to lock such rascal counsels to his friends, be ready, gods, of all your thunderbolts, dash him to pieces!
I denied you not.
You did.
I did not. He was but a fool that brought my answer back. Brutus hath wived my heart, a frigid bear his men's infirmities. But Brutus makes mine greater than they are.
I do not till you practice them on me.
You love me not.
I do not like your faults.
A friendly eye can never say such faults.
A flatterers would not, although they do appear as huge as high Olympus.
Come, Antony and Nicoctavius, come! Revenge yourselves alone upon Cassius, for Cassius is weary of the world. Hated by one he loves, brave by his brother, shut like a bond in all his faults observed, set in a notebook learned and God by rote to cast into my teeth. Oh, I could weep my spirit from mine eyes. There is my dagger, and here my naked breast within a heart dearer than Plutus is mine, richer than gold, if that thou beest a Roman to take it forth. I that deny thee gold will give thee my heart. Strike! Astart and strike and seize it, for I know without it is painted, for thou lovest it better than thou ever lovest Cassius.
Sheath your dagger. Be angry when you will, it shall have scope. Do what you will, this honor shall be humor. O Cassius, you are yoked to the lamb that carries anger as the flint bears fire, who much in force shows a hasty spark, and straight is cold again.
And Cassius lived to be with mirth and laughter to his Brutus when grief and blood ill-tempered vexed him.
When I spoke that, I was ill-tempered too.
I confess so much. Give me your hand.
In my heart too.
Oh, Brutus,
What's the matter?
have you not love enough to bear with me that that rash humor which my mother gave me makes me forgetful?
Yes, Cassius. From henceforth, when you are over earnest with your Brutus, I'll think your mother chides, and leave you so.
I did not think you could have been so angry.
Cassius, I'm sick of many griefs.
Your philosophy will make no use if you give place to acid and evils.
No man bears sorrow better. Portia is dead.
Portia?
She is dead.
Escaped I killing when I crossed you so. Oh, insupportable and touching loss. Upon what sickness?
Patient of my absence, and grief that young Octavius with Mark Antony had made themselves so strong. With her death that tidings came. With this she grew distract, and her attendants absent swallowed fire.
And died so?
Even so.
Oh, we immortal gods.
No more for I pray you. Give you both. In this I bury all and canvas Cassius.
My heart is thirsty for that noble pledge. Fill, Lucius, till the wine or swell the cup. I cannot drink too much of Brutus's love.
Come in, Titinius. Welcome, good Masala. Sit we close about this taper pyramid to call in question our necessities.
I shall not tell.
God, no more, I pray you. Masala, I I have here received letters that young Octavius with Mark Antony come down upon us with mighty force, bending their expedition toward Philippi.
Myself with letters of the self-same tenor,
With what addition?
that by prescription and bills of outward, Octavius, Antony, and Lepidus have put to death 100 senators.
There and our letters do not well agree. Mine speak of 70 senators that died by prescription, Cicero being one.
Cicero won. Cicero is dead, and by that order of prescription. And you your letters from your wife, my lord?
No, Masala.
Nor nothing in your letters writ of her?
Nothing, Masala.
That methinks is strange.
Will I ask you, hear you aught of her in yours?
No, my lord.
Now, as you are a Roman, tell me true.
Then like a Roman, bear the truth I tell. For certain, she is dead, and by strange manner.
My farewell, Portia. You must die, Masala. Meditating that you must die once, I have the patience to endure it now.
Even so, great men, great losses should endure.
I have as much as this in art as you, but if my nature could not bear it so.
To our work alive. What do you think of marching to Philippi presently?
I do not think it good.
Your reason?
This it is. 'Tis better that the enemy seek us, so shall he waste his means, weary the soldiers, doing himself offense, whilst we lying still are full of rest, defense, and nimbleness.
Good reasons must of course give way to better. The enemy to Philippi and this ground do stand but in a forced affection. The enemy marching along by them shall make a fuller number up, come on refreshed, new added, and encouraged. From which advantage do we cut them off, if at Philippi we do face them there, these people at our backs?
Hear me, good brother.
Under your pardon, you must note beside that we have tried the utmost of our friends. Our legions are brimful, our cause is ripe. The enemy increaseth every day. We at the height are ready to decline.
Then with your will go on. We'll lug ourselves and meet them at Philippi.
Deep of night has crept upon our talk, and nature must obey necessity, which we will niggard of a little rest. There is no more to say?
No more. Good night. Early to work we will rise tomorrow in hence.
Lucius! Lie down. Good night, Titius. Farewell, Masala. Noble, noble Cassius. Good night and good repose.
Oh, my dear brother, it was an ill beginning of the night. Never come such division between our souls. Let it not, Brutus.
Everything is well.
Good night, my lord.
Good night, good brother.
Good night, Lord Brutus.
Farewell, everyone. Give me the gown. Where's my instrument?
Here, Lieutenant.
Thou speakest drowsily. Poor knave, I blame thee not. Thou art overwatched. Look, Lucius. Here's the book I so sought for. I put it in the pocket of my gown.
I am sure your lordship did not give it to me.
Bear with me, good boy. I am much forgetful.
Canst thou hold up my heavy eyes well, touch the instrument a string or two?
Aye, and please you.
It does, my boy. I trouble thee too much, but thou art willing.
It is my duty, sir.
This is a sleepy tune. O murderous slumber, layest thou thy leaden mace upon my boy that plays the music. Gentle knave, good night. I'll not do thee so much harm as wake thee. Let me see. Let me see. Is not the page turned down where I left reading? Here it is, I think. Ill this taper burns. Who comes here? I think it is the weakness of mine eyes that shapes this monstrous apparition. It comes upon me. Art thou anything? Art thou some god, some angel, or some devil that makes my blood cold and my hair to stare? Speak to me what thou art!
Thy evil spirit, Brutus.
Why comest thou?
To tell thee thou shalt see me at Philippi.
Well, then I shall see thee again.
Aye, at Philippi.
Why, I shall see thee at Philippi then. As I have taken heart thou vanishest. Ill spirit, I would hold more talk with thee. Boy Lucius!
The strings, my lord, false.
Lucius, awake.
My lord.
Didst thou dream, Lucius, thou so criedst out?
My lord, I do not know that I did cry.
Yes, that thou didst.
Dost thou see anything?
Nothing, my lord. Go and commend me to my brother Cassius. Bid him set on his powers betimes before it. We will follow.
Shall be done, my lord.
Now, Antony, our hopes are answered. You said the enemy would not come down, but keep the hills and upper regions. It proves not so. Their battles are at hand, answering before we do demand of them.
Tut! I am in their bosoms, and I know wherefore they do it. They could be content to visit other places, and come down with fearful bravery, thinking by this face to fasten in our thoughts that they have courage. It is not so. Octavius, lead your battle softly on upon the left hand of the even field.
Upon the right hand, thou, keep thou the left.
Why do you cross me in this exigent?
I do not cross you, but I will do so.
They stand. We would have parley.
Stand fast, Sinius, we must out and talk.
Not Antony, should we give sign of battle? No, Caesar, and we'll answer on their charge.
Words before blows. Is it so, countrymen?
Not that we love words better as you do.
Good words are better than bad strokes, Octavius.
In your bad strokes, Brutus, you give good words. Witness the hole you made in Caesar's heart, crying, "Long live! Hail, Caesar!"
Antony, the posture of your blows are deaf and knows, but for your words they rob the Hybrides and leave them honeyless.
Not stingless, too.
Oh, yes, and soundless too. For you have stolen their buzzing, Antony, and very wisely threat before you sting.
Villains! You did not so when your vile daggers hacked one another in the sides of Caesar. You showed your teeth like apes, and fawned like hounds, and bowed like bondmen, kissing Caesar's feet, whilst damned Casca, like a cur behind, struck Caesar on the neck. Oh, you flatterers.
Flatterers, now Brutus, think yourself. This tongue had not so offended today if Cassius might have ruled.
Come, come, the cause. If arguing makes us sweat, the proof of it will turn to redder drops. Look, I draw a sword against conspirators. When think you that the sword goes up again? Never, till Caesar's 33 wounds be well avenged, or till another Caesar have added slaughter to the sword of traitors.
Caesar, thou canst not die by traitors' hands unless thou bringst them with thee.
So I hope. I was not born to die on Brutus's sword.
If thou wert the noblest of thy strain, young man, thou couldst not die more honorable.
A peevish schoolboy, worthless of such honor, joined with a master and a reveler.
Old Cassius still.
Come, Antony, away. Defiance, traitors, hurl we in your teeth. If you dare fight today, come to the field. If not, when you have stomachs.
Why now blow, wind, swell, billow, and swim bark. The storm is up, and all is on the hazard. My most noble Brutus, the gods today stand friendly that we may, lovers in peace lead our days to age. But since the affairs of men are still uncertain, let's reason with the worst that may befall. If we do lose this battle, then is this the last time we shall speak together? What are you then determined to do if we lose this battle? Are you contented to be led in triumph throughout the streets of Rome?
No, Cassius, no. Think not, thou noble Roman, that ever Brutus will go bound to Rome. He bears too great a mind. This same day must end the work the Ides of March begun, and whether we shall meet again, I know not. Therefore our everlasting farewell take. Forever and forever farewell, Cassius. If we do meet again, why we shall smile. If not, why then this parting was well made.
Forever and forever farewell, Brutus. If we do meet again, we'll smile indeed. If not, 'tis true this parting was well made.
Why then lead on? Oh, that a man might know on the end of this day's business ere it come. But it sufficeth that the day will end, and then the end is known. Come home! Away!
Ah!
myself half to mine own turned enemy. This ensign here of mine is turning back. I slew the coward, and did take it from him.
Oh, Cassius, Brutus gave word too early, who, having some advantage on Octavius, took it too eagerly. His soldiers fell to spoil, whilst we by Antony are all enclosed.
Fly further off, my lord, fly further off. Mark Antony is in your tents, my lord. Fly therefore, noble Cassius, fly far off.
This hill is far enough. Look, Titinius, are those my tents where I perceive the fire?
They are, my lord.
Titinius, if thou lovest me, then mount thou my horse, and hide thy spurs in him till he have brought thee up to yonder troops and here again, that I may rest assured whether yon troops are friend or enemy.
I'll be here again even with the dawn.
Pindarus, my side was ever thick. Regard Titinius and tell me what thou noticed about the field. Stay, I breathed first. Time has come round, and where I did begin, there I shall end. My life has run this compass. Sirrah, what news?
Oh, my lord.
What news?
Titinius is enclosed and round about with horsemen that make to him on the spur, and yet he spurs on. Now they're almost on him. Now, Titinius! Now some light. Oh, he lights too. He's ta'en! Ah! And hark, they shout for joy.
Oh, coward that I am, to live so long to see my best friend taken before my face. Come hither, Sirrah. In Parthia did I do take thee prisoner. Then I swore thee saving of thy life, that whatsoever I did bid thee do, thou shouldest attempt it. Come now, keep thine oath. Now be a freeman, and with this good sword that ran through Caesar's bowels, search this bosom. Stand not to answer. Here, take down the hilts. And when my face is covered, as 'tis now, guide thou the sword. Caesar, thou art revenged, even with the sword that killed thee.
So I am free. Yet would not so have been durst I have done my will. O Cassius, far from this country Pindarus shall run, where never Roman will take note of him.
It is but change, Titinius. Octavius is overthrown by noble Brutus's power, as Cassius' legions are by Antony.
These tidings will well comfort Cassius.
Where did you leave him?
All disconsolate, with Pindarus' bondman on this hill.
Is not that he that lies upon the ground?
He lies not like the living. Oh, my heart!
Is not that he?
No, this was he, Messala. But Cassius is no more. O setting sun, as in thy red rays thou dost sink tonight, so in his red blood Cassius' day is set. The sun of Rome is set.
Mistrust of good success hath done this deed. O hateful error, melancholy's child. Why dost thou show to the apt thoughts of men the things that are not? O error, soon conceived. Thou never comest into a happy birth, but kill'st the mother that engendered thee.
What Pindarus? Where art thou, Pindarus?
Seek him, Titinius, whilst I go meet the noble Brutus, thrusting this report into his ear. I may say thrusting it, for piercing steel and darts and venom shall be as welcome to the ears of Brutus as tidings of this sight.
Hide you, Messala, and I will seek for Pindarus the while. Why didst thou send me forth, brave Cassius? Did I not meet thy friends? And did they not put upon my head this wreath of victory, and bid me give it thee? Didst thou not hear their shouts? Alas, thou hast misconstrued everything. But hold thee. Take this garland on thy brow. Thy Brutus bid me give it thee, and I will do his bidding. Brutus, come apace.
and see how I regarded Caius Cassius. By your lead, gods, this is a Roman's part. Come Cassius's sword, and find Titinius's heart.
Where the solid doth his body lie? Lo yonder, Titinius mourning it. Titinius' face is upward.
He is slain.
Juliuscaesar, thou art mighty yet. His spirit walks abroad and turns our swords in our own proper entrails.
Brave Titinius. Look, whether you've not crowned and Cassius.
Are yet 2 Romans living such as these? The last of all the Romans, fare you well. It is impossible that ever Rome should breed thy fellow. Friends, I owe more tears to this dead man than you shall see me pay. You shall find time, Cassius. You shall find time. His funeral shall not be in our camps, lest it discomfort us. Lucilius, come. Let us to the field. 'Tis 3 o'clock, and yet again ere night. We shall try fortune in the second fight. Last night here in the Philippi fields. I know my hour is come.
Not so, my lord.
Nay, I am sure it is Volumnius. Who sees the world, Volumnius, how it goes? Our enemies have beat us to the pit. It is more worthy to leap in ourselves than tarry till they push us. Good Volumnius, thou knowest we 2 went to school together. Even for that love of old, I pray thee, take thou my sword hilts while I run on it.
That's not an office for a friend, my lord. Fly further off, my lord, fly further off.
Farewell to you, and you, Volumnius. Farewell to thee too, Strato. Countrymen, my heart doth joy that yet in all my life I found no man, but he was true to me. I shall have glory by this losing day, more than Octavius and Mark Antony by this vile conquest shall attain unto. So fare you well at once. For Brutus's tongue hath almost ended his life's history. Night hangs upon mine eyes, my bones would rest, that have but labored to attain this hour.
Fly, my lord, fly.
Hence, I will follow. And prithee, Strato, stay thou by thy lord. Thou art a fellow of good respect. My life hath had some smatch of honor in it. Take then my sword, and turn away thy face, while I do run on it. Wilt thou, Strato?
Give me your hand first. Very well, my lord.
Farewell, good Strato. Caesar. Now be still. I killed not thee with half so good a will.
What man is that?
My master's man. Strato, where is thy master?
Free from the bondage you were in the sun. The conquerors can but make a fire of him. For Brutus only overcame himself, and no man else hath honor by his death.
How died my master, Strato?
I held the sword in Rome.
This was the noblest Roman of them all. All the conspirators, save only he, did that they did in envy of great Caesar. He only, in a general honest thought and common good to all, made one of them. His life was gentle, and the elements so mixed in him that nature might stand up and say to all the world, this was a man.
According to his virtue, let us use him, with all respect and rites of burial. Within my tent his bones tonight shall lie, most like a soldier, ordered honorably. So call the field to rest, and let's away to part the glories of this